Hello folks, welcome to another episode. Into this video we're going to be working on this beautiful boxwood. Alright, so by popular demand we're going to be working on this boxwood, and I believe the last time that I worked on this tree was about a year ago, and as you can tell it has put on quite a lot of new growth. Now boxwoods, they grow pretty slow, but for a whole year this is really good in my opinion. So what we're going to do today is that I found another container. As you might recall, it was previously been potted on this container that I purchased on the 99-cent store. But I really like the blue, so I was able to find this other larger container, and as you might recall I said I wanted to put it on a more rectangular pot. So we're going to be repotting this. It's going to be more as a slip pot, because I do not want to damage more of the roots that it has right here, as some of the top layer by the Navari has been exposed. So we're just gonna do minimal work on this tree, but definitely just prune the tips and just get it back to its shape. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and begin by taking away all the guy wire that I apply on this tree, and that is because it's actually been anchored to the wire right about here. So I did not had any thicker wire to add to this tree, but yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and remove this. It looks like for the most part it actually kept the branch in place, so I'm content with that. What we have right here is a nice looking little pad right here, and the way that we accomplished something like this was by simply cutting off the tips from the branches, and by the tips I mean all the new growth that is right up here. Another way of getting really good ramification on these boxwoods is that you need to wait for them to just grow a little bit, and as soon as they do, oops, sorry, dropped this, and as soon as they do, you're gonna have something like this, right? All you have to do, like I showed in my previous video, is cut off the inner branch that is growing, continue letting those branches grow, and you're gonna have something kind of like this, and then just prune off the tips, because right in between each branch right here you have little new branches that will be growing in this direction. So saying I want to go ahead and create some ramification right here, all I have to do is just cut off right there, and then two new ones should be sprouting from over here, kind of like the Japanese maples in a sense. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just continue cleaning up every single pad, just following that simple method, and then we'll get right back to it. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can tell much, but we removed roughly about 15% of the foliage here. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave a few little twigs that are trying to grow right on the inside of it, and that's mainly because I want the trunk to thicken just a little bit. There is a significant amount of space here for light to enter and allow these shoots right here to grow, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave them there for now. So what we're going to do next is just reposition some of these branches, secondary and tertiary. Most of these branches do not need to be lowered much more than they were, but if I do lower them a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and anchor them to the own trunk right here, and that's going to be with some guy wire. Okay, some of these wire right here just really needs to be repositioned, and that could be mainly because things fell on top of this tree and I was not really aware of, or because the squirrels were really just trying to climb it. The wire actually put most of the branches in the position where I wanted them initially, but as you can tell right here, I just added a little bit of guy wire just to lower the branches a little bit more, because these boxwoods right here do tend to break easily after they harden in. I do not want to necessarily put a thick wire and then bend them and probably break some of these branches. This branch right here is still quite flexible, and I do need it to lower just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and just anchor another wire to this side right here. And in order for me to not strangle the branch, I'm just going to go ahead and tie the wire to the existing wire that it's already on the branch. Alright, so we have this blue pot right here. Nothing really special about it. Only the fact that I like how the blue looks on that tree. So I wanted to carry on to that on the new container. It is almost the same depth of it, so there shouldn't be that many roots that will need to be removed. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get it ready with some mesh, and then put in some anchor wire on that tree as well. Let me do this off camera, and then we can continue on repotting the tree. Alright, so here we have our pot ready. I already put the mesh on it, anchor wires. So now it's time for this tree to have its new home. I loosen up the dirt a little bit, and it looks like we have a nice root ball over here. So as you can tell, it's holding up the soil pretty well. Most of it was the original soil from when I first worked on it. I decided to just keep it on there. But now I want to use similar soil, but also add my own mix with it. So it has the lava rock, pumice, Akadama, as well as some of the soil that I saved from the tree. I noticed is that they like the humidity on the soil, so I want to be able to just continue that same thing. Let me see. Okay. Whew, that's gonna be heavy. Work some of that soil in there. Alright, so here you folks have it. We managed to repot this beautiful boxwood. In the process, I decided to just leave the master root ball that we have over here because I feel like it serves as a really nice feature on the tree. We also anchored down some of these branches, but for the most part, most of them have stayed in place. Boxwoods tend to hard them pretty quick, so that's a really good thing about wiring the branches. We also managed to take away a little bit of the foliage to gain back its shape. And as you might recall on the previous video, I had not exactly determined the height of the tree. But as you can see about right here, I think would be where I'm going to be leaving it. But I do have some branches that I'm just going to go ahead and keep here as sacrificial branches. Those will be removed in the future, but as for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and let this tree recover. I hope you folks enjoyed the video. Thanks once again for requesting it. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them down in the comment box below. And if you have any other requests, please feel free to do so. I'll see you folks in the next video.